All right. Tenemos Veronica here on the show. ¿Cómo estás?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm happy to have you back on the show.
I know it's been a long time.
Yeah, so many different things happened since the last time we talked.
Yeah, I was just getting started in this new musical journey of mine.
Yeah, híjole, the first interview, like we mentioned, you starting off and having success in Regional Mexicano, and like, of course, I still have your banda albums on my
Oh, thank you. That
I,
means a lot to me.
I still have your old stuff because I knew about you before you became before you went back to Tejano. So
Yeah, that's so cool. I tell the story all the time that I really wanted to do Tejano, but there wasn't anybody really out here in Las Vegas that would record me. So I did what was the popular music at that time for me was I got into banda, well, first norteño, then I got into banda.
yeah, and like coming
hmm
from a Tejano background, well, coming from Tejano into that, like how did that feel?
Well, I was raised listening to mariachi. And then when I saw, the whole thing with Selena, I just fell in love with the music. And I knew there was more music, not just Selena. So I kind of heard a few things and I wanted that sound. But like I said, I recorded one or two songs that had a very close sound. But since the musicians from Vegas are not Tejanos, it wasn't the authentic Tejano sound. So, after doing about four albums in the other genres, I decided to take my music that I thought sounded kind of close to Tejano to San Antonio. And they were really wonderful people, radios and different people. And they said, this sounds really good, but it isn't Tejano. And I said, oh, like I couldn't fake it till I make it. They
Yeah.
know their music, right? So after that, I decided, I was just going to kind of give up on it. And they said, when you come back the next time you visit Texas, you should bring some real Tejano. Well, who was going to record me? That was the problem.
Yeah,
So a year, maybe like 2 years ago, I decided, actually, no, it was about a year ago.
yeah.
I decided to go back to San Antonio. Here we are, like 10 years later after that one time that I went. And I said, is there anybody here that could record me in San Antonio? And they gave me a name. And I wrote him a text. And here we go. I go to this person's house. He had a studio in his house. And I said, hi, I'm Veronica. And he turns around and he says, well, I'm Javier Villarreal. Well, I don't know if you know the story, but Villarreal is my mother's maiden name.
Oh yeah,
And that was the beginning of a beautiful relationship. And I sat down, I sang a few, bars to the song that he gave me to sing. I got behind the mic, recorded a little bit, and he goes, let's do an original song for you. I'll have it ready within a few days. And he did. He sent this music to René de la Cerda, which is also a singer-songwriter. And he wrote the song in 5 minutes, Me desalojaste de tu corazón.
hmm
And that was the very first time that I knew I was in the right place
yeah,
with the right music.
yeah. And of
Yeah.
course, like that's on rotation as well on Tejano Spotlight Radio. So that
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I have completed a complete album a year later. Can you believe that? 10 songs.
oh yeah, and that I do have on in my collection as well. I have it with your file of all your albums,
Oh,
and it's like just seeing your journey. And now, like, all right, we were talking a year ago about you starting this, and now we're at the album. Now I'm excited. Like, the album's awesome. The
thank
cumbias,
you.
the different styles, and all that. Of course, you brought the compadre Tiger Maze también into one of your music videos.
Yeah. That song is one of the songs that I had taken to Texas when I went out there the first time, and that was the one that I thought was the closest to a Tejano cumbia I could get coming from Las Vegas. So every song on that album has a story. Every single song on that album was specifically picked for certain reasons, and that song Chaparrito Peligroso, I've never had a video for it. I recorded that song in 2005, and it has been released on other albums, but it didn't really get a lot of attention. Just whenever I would sing it live, people loved it because it's kind of funny, you know.
Yeah.
But when I met Tiger Mays, I brought it with me to sing at one of the festivals. I don't know, at the Hemisphere, at Fanfare, one of those festivals. And he invited me to sing at a little eating area where he was going to DJ. And I said, "Okay, Tiger Mays, I need you to come up and dance." And he was behind his DJ board. And he said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, this is called Chaparrito Peligroso, and you're the perfect height for this song." And so he came out and danced, and he really did a great job. And I said, "We should make the music video tomorrow." Because I travel to Texas, I don't stay a long time. He just looked at me with this glare like, "What? Tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it tomorrow. I brought my camera." And he said, "Okay." I said, "Let's do it at your brother's place." Okay, so I showed up, and he really didn't think I was telling the truth. He told me, "I didn't expect you to even show up." Because people say things, but they get excited and they don't really follow through.
Yeah.
And so when I showed up with my camera in my hand, my cowboy hat on, he literally was just floored. He couldn't believe it. And then I gave him all the instructions on how he were to do this and do that and this and that. I took it home that night. I couldn't wait to look at all the footage. I worked on it the next day, and by that evening, the video was done. Can you believe that?
Yeah, and it has plenty of views too. I gotta give it up for Tiger también, man. I was like, man, she really did put him on the spot. I was about to go and check out everything, but I got busy, but I wanted to go and check things out and introduce myself to you in person, and then, híjole, things happen, pero like seeing Tiger, and it's like, hey, Tiger has a little bit of momentum también, like, yeah. Like, dale.
Yeah, everybody's like, Tiger, like, just do it. Since then, we have been in the same place performing, him DJing, and we've been able to do it on stage a couple of times. Actually, on the 12th of February, Jesse Torres is going to be having like a film award for film, and we are going to do that song again together. So whenever we're together, you could bet that we're going to do it again on stage together, that song,
Yeah. And it's a good song. Awesome. I'm glad that you redid it now. So, like, I know I have that on rotation on the station as well.
Oh, and really?
Yeah. Like, once I see, okay, you got a music video, like, whatever song is out, yeah, it's already on rotation, or we make sure that it gets airplay. So that's one of the things. Hey, we're always searching. The compadres are sending me, hey, did you hear this? No, it sounds good. Sounds good. I'm putting it on rotation.
Oh, that's fantastic. What a blessing for us,
Yeah.
To have DJs like you. Like, that is such a blessing because we can't get it to the masses. We don't have that access. So I really appreciate that.
And with us, like our programming, it's really good. Like, we're able to go all over the place, and people see us. Well, people notice the programming and like being on iHeartRadio. Like that gets us.
That's a big one.
Yeah, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. So we're all over the place on our podcasts, and then the live station, which we're on live right now, and we're hitting about 35 different countries right now. So that's a big difference. and
That is great.
they're all loving Tejano music. So we're on like 20 different apps. What I seen last week, and this is just
Wow.
with the station growing, and with apps that we didn't even know that we were on. We're on. So yeah.
Wow.
So this is why like this platform is so important, and like especially being an independent radio station, artists like you are the ones who help build this station, and we get you out there without charging you a fee or any of that.
Right.
It's just all out of love for the music.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, like on behalf of all the artists, like I'm speaking, I know that we truly appreciate that because that's what we need. We can't do anything without DJs like that do that. We can't. You know, we can perform and we can be here and there, but we need the DJs to play us. We want the people to see our craft, you know? So
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you very much for all you do for us.
And with me, thank you. Like your music has just been awesome. And like, is there more music coming up?
Well, I just finished the album and I just released Porque Sigues. That's like the single off the album because I had been releasing individual ones. I didn't know how far I was going to go, and then when I saw just the love for what I was doing, I'm like, I need to put a whole album together. This has to be my goal, and I have to have it done before 2024 is over. And I did. By the end of December, I completed it and was able to distribute it. So on that album, I wanted to release a single that no one had heard, and that's the one I decided to release. There's quite a few other little songs there that have not been released. Chaparrito Peligroso, I mean, people know it because, I did that with Tiger Maze, but where I actually release it and distribute it to as many radios as I can, I have not done that yet. So only certain people that downloaded the album have that song. But yeah, there's a song that I had recorded probably before Chaparrito Peligroso, trying to get the sound of Tejano music. I don't know if you heard it on there, but it's called Cuando Estoy Contigo.
Oh yes.
And that song, I was given that song, and another Tejano artist was given that song. I didn't hear the version that they did. I did my own version, just kind of like wanting it to sound Tejano here in Las Vegas. And then I found out that someone very famous recorded that song and actually made it a hit. I didn't even know that. And when I released it now, it's pretty cool because now people know the song.
Yeah.
I had never released it. Like I never put it anywhere. No one even knew I recorded that song. So I decided to add that song to the album. So that's a song that was done way, way, way in the beginning of me trying to do piano. So that's kind of a cool story too, right?
Yeah, like now I have to go back and hear that song again. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and that hasn't been, it's been released on the album, but I haven't really done a lot of promoting it yet.
And like I'm excited, at least you're coming down to San Antonio next month. And then are you going to be coming down for fanfare as well?
Yes. I'm actually waiting. We submitted my promoter, La Jolla Promotions. She submitted me to sing at fanfare. Now, I did sing at fanfare last year when I was very first. I only had one or two songs finished, and that's all I performed. I performed a couple of my regional Mexican songs to kind of have a little more material. So this time I'm very excited because I have a full show now, because I have a full album. So now I don't have to mix the banda or regional, I can do just the majority Tejano for fanfare because now I have a complete album. So yeah, I'm going to be singing at Springfest at Market Square. I did get confirmed for that.
Awesome.
So I'll be for sure there. I have a couple of other places. I'll be going to I guess his name is Cumbia Champs, his Valentine's dance on February 14th to sing in February. And then, like I said, the Jesse Torres performance will be on February 12th. So we've got the 12th, the 14th, and Springfest. My Springfest will be on the 14th and the 16th of March.
Okay, and that Springfest is around the time of Tejano Fanfare as well. So of course those two parties are going to be. But people are going to be walking back and forth through downtown San Antonio.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll be able to see a lot of people. I'm looking forward to that.
And I'm hoping I can make it out to one of those events. I put in, but I'm for my vacation for fanfare, so at least I can go and do live interviews as well
Oh,
for the
great.
podcast. So I'm like, oh yeah, please, please, please give me my vacation so at least I can go and do my interviews and go and do what I love and just do it live and just post it.
Right. No, that would be great. I would love to be able to just chit chat a little bit, you know?
Oh yeah. Like that's why that's the one thing I love about fanfare is like everyone is getting to know each other and at least go and like see each other's performances. Or it's like, oh yeah,
Yes.
hey, like we're going. Tejano Spotlight is gonna go to this stage right now, so at least we can go and showcase this artist because this artist needs this,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, like we, no matter what, we always try and help you out the best that we can, and of course, some of the other stations do as well. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the best part is there's
Yeah, it really is. And, the more relationships that we can have with people that are supporting us, I just think that's what it's all about, just being able to have friendships and get to talk to people and, tell them your story. I think that's great.
yeah, it is great, and that's the one thing too I like about your show too. You are introducing me to a lot of people too as well on your
Oh, okay.
podcast that you do,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Tu música mi casa is what I call it.
and that's on your Facebook channel as well.
It actually streams on my Facebooks because I have a few. And then it streams on YouTube. And then it'll stream on TejanoTV.com as well.
All right, Tejano TV, Más Chingón, Juan Mendoza
Yes.
también.
Uh-huh.
A big shout out to the compadres allá, Lila
Yeah.
Lisa.
Yes, she's been really helping me open some doors as well. I put together a team, and she's the one that distributes my music. I also work with Gavino Perez, and I also work with Tony Vasquez. So there's a few people that are pushing, which is an amazing thing for me because it's a lot of work to do that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
It's a lot.
it.
Yes, I just found it on YouTube, so I just want to tell you the singer of that is David Ligarza y Los Musicales. They do Cuando Estoy Contigo. They were handed that song when I was handed that song,
Oh,
and so I didn't release it because I just wasn't confident. I had just started wanting to do Tejano, and nobody out here would do it. So back to that story. I think they did a pretty good job after I heard it. After I got to hear more Tejano, I said, "Oh, and it was almost like a staple in my new album because it was my vision to sing this kind of music from the beginning, and now I got to put that song on an album. So it felt really good, you
yeah,
know? Yeah.
man. I'm just so excited for you and for this album.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you so much.
like just being part of this Tejano journey. And this is what I love about this, our programming is we are following you through your journey. We're supporting you throughout your journey. And of course, the listeners, the new listeners that we have through the podcast as well, you guys are going to be able to follow Veronica throughout her journey. Man, like that.
That is
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels very supportive. Like I feel the support, because this business has its ups and downs. I mean, you want to get out there. You want people to enjoy your music. I mean, it's got its ups and downs, especially for me because I have to travel from Las Vegas to Texas. Sometimes I have to stay down there by myself, around the music, but
Yeah.
be away from everybody and be there. And as long as I feel like the love, I'm like super happy that I'm away. You know what
Oh yeah.
I mean? But, like, you're just kind of like, someone explained it's kind of like hitting a rock over and over and over and over, and then finally it breaks. That's
It,
the feeling when I have a song that's being played, that I have love around me, I have places to perform. I feel like the rock finally broke. It finally did after hitting it for so long.
especially with the Tejano music industry, híjole, like I do have to admit, some of us are hard headed about, like, okay, it has to have keyboards. Oh no, it needs trompetas, it needs horns, and
Yeah,
like we have our own specific style. Like, thank God I grew up on all sorts of music, and it's like, well, Tejano is the love, but then it's like, oh yeah, growing up regional mexicano and just breaking it down, and of course finding
yeah.
you in like the mid 2000s, finding your music and
I
following
know, it's
you
so
through,
long ago.
yeah, and now like just following your journey from then to now and us becoming friends, and it's like it's a huge honor because it's like, wow,
Oh,
like like with me, you're one of those big stars that it's like, oh cool, like restarting your journey, but you already made it.
oh, but thank you. No, yeah, going into Tejano music, it was kind of like exciting but scary because it's a genre that I don't have here. It's kind of like if you go into a place and they say, okay, well, just start singing, you know, reggaeton.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I mean, I sing. So I just put my whole heart and soul in what I started singing, and I was like, I hope that the Tejano industry feels the love that I have. And if there is things that are not perfect, or if there's things that are not exactly, what they know is Tejano, just have a little bit of patience because I'm still learning. And and I'll tell you an example. On that album, I don't know if you saw it, but I did do a tribute to Laura Canales, a medley.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was something I really wanted to do because I found out more about her and I just loved her style. And not only that, a lot of people, when they would hear my voice, they said I had tones very similar to her. And so I thought, it would be great to sing some of her songs. Well, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into because it wasn't as easy as I thought.
Yeah.
Because she is just amazing. It was an honor to even start looking to see which songs I was going to sing. And she has such a wonderful history after I started studying more. And I was a little fearful. I was like, I don't want people to feel that I am dishonoring her or in any way. I have so much respect for people that have done so much in the music because it's so hard. And so as I'm recording, I'm thinking of this and it kind of made me a little bit like nervous. But I said, Veronica, just sing with your heart. I'm not trying to be an impersonator. I'm trying to just bring her music to life through my voice, when I'm
Yes.
when I'm on stage. So people could remember and she could be honored. That was really what I was trying to do. So I'm okay with the recording, but I also just hope that my heart comes through. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And with me, you can hear that through your music as well. Like, you can tell that you put your heart and soul into it. Just the way that you're hitting those notes, you can tell that you're putting everything into it. And
Thank
that's the
you.
one thing I always loved about hearing your music is you put your heart and soul into it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so there's a few songs on there that they all, like I told you, they all have a different story. I'm really excited to release another one eventually and another one until we release all of them, where people get to hear all of them. But right now we're still kind of working on Porque Sigues. And I really like that song. I think it's a great song. It was written by Joel Villarreal, again, a Villarreal, and the brother of my producer, Javier Villarreal.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote it. And then the brother of Javier is also Panchito Villarreal, which is from Grupo Rodeo.
Oh yeah,
they're all brothers.
And of course, they're very talented guys. Like I like meeting Javier for the first time, and it's like, dude, you're playing 5 instruments at the same time. Like I'm just like how in the hell? I was like, this guy's a beast.
Yeah, definitely. It's very like just amazing, and the way everything works and the way your blessings come. I didn't expect to work with such amazing people that fast. You know what I mean? So I was like just blown away. They had asked me, "Can you come back and record?" I'm like, I'm saying yes before they even finish the question.
Yeah.
They're like, "Can you come back?" I'm like, yes, I could do that. Yes. I could come and record and whatever, because I was just like in the moment. I just felt like I was in a dream. Like, oh, this is amazing that I could do these songs and be produced by such talented people. And then my musicians, I have Joey Sanchez on the drums. On the first song that I did, I had P. Ibarra on the accordion. Recently on Vuelve Palomita, I have Chente Barrera on the drums. So these are all people that have been doing this for a long time.
And a lot of heavy hitters, man. A lot of heavy hitters.
Yes. And for them to like just listen to my voice and give me positive feedback felt like the most beautiful moments in my career, because I love doing this, but when someone tells you we love you doing this, then that's like a whole another level for an artist.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
And también, what advice like really impacted you during this last during the recording session? During the recording sessions.
Well, I'm like my worst critic. I could do something and everybody's like, okay, let's go to the next part and I'll be like, no, I got to do it again. I got to do it again. I got to do it again. I could do it better. And so, so I think that one day, Panchito Villarreal was just quiet. And then I came in to sit down and he said, people don't hear what you hear. When I hear you, I hear it very well. So don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And I thought, maybe I am hard on myself because I've been doing this for a long time. And then I want to do such a good job because it's Tejano, because Tejano is just such a amazing talent singer. They've got so much. And here I come from, not that regional Mexican isn't hard. I'm just not used to that other genre style, so I'm like, I need to do it really good. I need to do it till I feel like it's perfect. But he said, sometimes when you try to do things perfect, it doesn't sound like it's coming from your heart. It doesn't, because now you're thinking so much, I need to do this perfect. So I think that was the thing that was true. I need to just sing and not feel so much that I have to be perfect.
Absolutely correct on that. Like that, like with me, I had the same thing happen too. That I was just like, oh yeah, putting too much pressure on myself. Mm-hmm. And of course, someone went and said the same thing. They were like, stop it. They're like, vas a hacer el mismo. You're still gonna do the same thing. Everything's still gonna be the same. Like,
right.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, pero dicen que soy el mero mero, es porque. They're like,
well, you already have a name, so yeah. You pretty much are.
Yeah, they were like, sí, pero nomás es en tu mente. Like, just stop overthinking. I'm like, yeah, pero like the name.
Right. And I'm a little hard on myself. I'll come down off the stage and I'll be like, ooh, that note, I could have done it better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, And I don't know. Sometimes I like produce myself, you know.
But you hit every note just fine. The album
Thank
is
you.
awesome.
Thank
And
you.
like hearing you from hearing all your albums until now, like yeah, I'm happy. I'm so proud and just being able to go and listen to a Tejano album of yours fully done after we talked about it a year ago to now, like, échale ganas, man. Like,
Me
I
vas a
can't.
hacer llorar. Me vas a hacer llorar. Yeah.
Hey, if I had a beer,
Seriously.
yeah. Pero that's what we love about this show. That's what we love having these interviews. Like, you are amazing. And también, Raza, don't forget to go and buy that album. If you're a
Yes,
Tejano music
yes.
lover like me, yeah, I already have the album bought y todo, man.
Yes. Well, it's on all digital platforms, like everywhere. Like it's everywhere now. And yeah, it's called Mi Sueño with Veronica La Consentida. And I named it that because it really has been my dream for a long time, you know?
Yeah, and 10 awesome tracks. And of course, I get them on my iTunes list, all as my favorites as well. So yeah, I'm like, I had to go and rebuy the. Now I have to go and rebuy the David Lee Gelsa track, so at least I can go and see the difference between the two of them because it's like, oh yeah, well this might sound good. Maybe I might ask one of my friends to go and remix it, or I don't know, like you and
Yeah.
David Lee or something.
Yeah, it's so weird that that happened, and I didn't know. And the writer, his name is Jose Bonifaz. That was the writer of that song. He told me, do you want to sing the song? And they had another girl here in Las Vegas recorded as well. I found out, but it never really did much. Also with her, and she did release it, but it was a very slower version, very
Oh yeah,
slow. And then I took it and I did it more upbeat. And then I heard the band's version, and I was like, one time I heard it, and I'm like, that's the same song that I recorded. I was like, this is weird. Then I find out that people know that song in Texas. They know that song, and I'm like, I have that song somewhere. So I went digging through all my hard drives. I've got it somewhere. I recorded that song. And then when I decided to do an album, I said, that song is going to be on my album because I've had that song for so long, so many years, more than 20 years.
yeah.
Yeah. It was just interesting.
Yeah, now I have to go through my collection or go and rebuy it because yeah, I want to hear both versions and hey, we'll compare the two on the show later on.
Yeah.
But
Be cool.
yeah, but for sure, hey, I would go and message David Lee. I know for sure he's always down for collaborations as well. So
Oh, that would be really cool. That's a great idea.
hey, any of my listeners on the live show or on the podcast, like, hey, let's see if we can get her to work with David Lee or probably go and talk to El Compadre Wowie and see if we can get something happen.
Oh, that
But,
would be great.
yeah, but let's see what we can do as a community to go and get that happening.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm all for it. I think that would be amazing.
Hey, David Lee, awesome guy. Like, the guys are just awesome altogether. David Lee Gelsa en Los Musicales. So humble and always so nice. And
Yeah.
plus, if you go to Poti and go to Wowie's shop también, hey, he'll probably go and tell you a few stories of David Lee, Ram, Emilio, and all those stories back in the day because, man, they have some awesome stories.
I love the sound of just the authentic old school Tejano. Like I love it. I can't get enough of it. I'm always like, I love it. It's beautiful. It's classy, and I talk about it all the time that I wish Las Vegas would open the doors to those artists.
Yeah, besides 1 week in a year.
Exactly.
For sure. I want to go to Vegas and go to a straight up Tejano club and not have to worry.
Exactly. I need to have someone actually say, Veronica, let's open a club.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, hey,
And I would do it.
there's so many places. Yeah. Like, do a residency somewhere that's puro Tejano, man.
Yes. I mean, I talk about it all the time, and I'm determined to be that person that brings it over here. You know, I just, like I said, I've been talking at different venues. I did a very small event last year during the takeover. I had my own little thing, and it went really well. They put it on. They talked about it on our local news here that I was going to bring Tejano. So people are starting to know my vision, but you know, every vision takes funding. So let's see what God does. We'll see.
Well, we'll see. That's for sure. And I'm hoping to make it to Vegas pretty soon as well. Para andar para allá, porque a buffet is calling my name, and I know I'm gonna spend a lot of money. Pero
it's so funny. Everybody loves the buffets here, but they've been getting so expensive, you know?
Yeah, I think the one I was looking at is $150 a person. Which for me it's worth it porque it has some specialty items. So it's like, oh yeah, ¿sabes qué? It's cheaper because if I just buy this one pedazo de carne, it's $150 by itself.
Yeah.
But for sure, I want to thank you for calling up the show and doing this live podcast / show, and like just doing an awesome job. Of course, my fans, you guys can go and listen. You guys can go and watch her podcast as well, buy her album as well. Any other information you want to get to the listeners?
Well, you know, if there's any places where I can perform, I would love to. I'm trying to promote, you know, myself as a new Tejano artist from Las Vegas, so I am open to go anywhere, you know. And you can contact La Jolla Promotions. You know, she's the one doing all my Texas bookings, and you can find her on Facebook under La Jolla Promotions. All my pages, Instagram, TikTok, everything is under Veronica La Consentida. You'll be able to find me pretty easy because I don't think there's very many Veronica La Consentidas.
Oh, no.
Right?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah. I have quite a few social media sites. So just put it in there. I even have a LinkedIn. Like I have everything. So Veronica La Consentida. I will be at my live performances. I did order some CDs, and a lot of people were like, that's a little old school. People don't use CDs. But there are still a lot of people that love to have a physical CD in their hand, not just download it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So I ordered CDs. So at not the fanfare, I mean the Market Square and the fanfare, if I get booked there, I will have CDs with me. So ask me because I will have them with me and some posters, and I'll be launching a few other merch at that time too. So I'm really excited about doing some really unique stuff for my merch. Yeah, so that's what
te quiero, que contigo deseo estar cada día y noche. que te quiero.